I just want to pick up on the question from the person in the back. Ed, can you talk a little bit about the decision to do some in color and some in black and white, and kind of how you arrived at that? And also, to be the annoying fanboy, like, what was the vibe between John and Lou throughout this? There's obviously a lot of history there.
Yeah. Um, well, the first part, it was just why black and white. There were certain songs I thought emotionally were black and white, like the last song, which is kind of a confessional, and um, Lou's kind of apology to Andy. I just thought that felt right, and also a lot of Andy's films were shot in black and white. So I always felt there was a presence of Andy. They were singing to Andy as well as themselves. So it was just kind of, I wanted a variation, even in the color rendition of between the songs, there's a flow of different color. So it was just kind of a personal reason why I felt certain songs should feel in black and white. And the vibe between them, I really wasn't privy to that, but certainly by the end of this, they hadn't played together in 17 years. And I guess they played at everyone comes up to, well, they played at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And then after this, they did a reunion at Cartier Foundation in France. But there was, by the end of this, there was maybe a separation again. But I really wasn't privy to it. It was always, as they say, it was about work. It was about their work together.
And how were you brought in initially on this project?
Well, as I was saying before, this British company, Initial Films, because I had done Red Hot and Blue, which was also an American-British production. So, and the critics, music critics, are very savvy about things. They really gave a lot of recognition to this. Every time I say goodbye in the Red Hot and Blue, so then, I lived in New York, so, they said, well, why don't we get him to do it?
And had you seen John and Lou afterwards at any point?
Actually, I hadn't seen John till we did his interview in
Wow. Okay.
in Velvet, and Lou I did run into a few times. He was always very nice to me. He was always friendly as he could be.
I guess the final question I'll leave you with, and if there's any more, we could take another one or two from the audience, is if you could talk a little bit about working with Todd Haynes on the new film, The Velvet Underground. You shot all of the Talking Heads interviews, and I'm guessing Todd came and invited you and brought you onto that project.
Yeah.
But you've shot with Todd before, so.
Yeah. I mean, it was, it's like a diary. I worked with a lot, or knew a lot of those people, so it was strange to be, now 30 years later, to be, with them. But he said to me once, it's good that you're doing this because they have a familiarity with you, and that helps, But we did long interviews with him, and so he was very prepared, and that he developed a real relationship. I kept telling him, you gotta always incorporate the answer in the question, or the question in the answer, but he didn't do that.
Right, because this is his first documentary, so.
No, but it was just unfortunate the people that we couldn't be part of that,
Sure.
Rico and Paul Morrissey. Paul Morrissey's still alive, but he wasn't able to be part of it, and obviously Lou.
And this was originally broadcast on television. Was it American or British or both?
No, it was only shown on Channel 4 in England.
In England, okay.
So it was never really shown here except sometimes on the internet.
Well, I'm glad we had a chance to show it tonight and to have you with us. Are there any final questions for Ed? Is there a question right here? Yeah, sure.
This is a kind of question how you view this project. Like, it only been streamed really across the pond in the UK, and I don't want to characterize it like a passion project, but it's something you return to, and how do you think of and consider this piece?
The question was, what do you think of this piece now? How do you consider this piece as part of your, overall work?
Well, all your work is like a diary, and obviously I see things I did then that I guess I was surprised I did then. The way I moved the camera and composed the song, and that it's kind of like you don't remember, you just, you see it again and you go, oh, so it was, I knew I always wanted to finish it somehow, but I never had a reason to be able to.
Well, I'm glad you found that box in your loft, and here we are tonight. Let's continue the conversation outside in the lobby with Ed, and thank you all very, very much for coming. We hope you enjoyed this presentation. Thank you, Ed.